So welcome back guys to another video, and yes, this is kind of old news now. It's been 24 hours and people have already kind of moved on, watching what's going on with Tokyo Game Show. A lot of great new titles coming out, but I want to talk about my 2 cents and some of my thoughts on the new president of Nintendo. Now, as you guys know, a couple of months back, unfortunately, Iwata passed away from cancer, and now Nintendo has a new president, and his name is Tatsumi Kimishima. I really hope I'm saying that right. I'm terrible with names. But yeah, you know, of course, like everyone else, when I woke up and saw this news, I had to go on Google and do some research because I'll admit, I didn't know who the guy was, but he's actually been Nintendo for many, many years. And before Reggie was the president of Nintendo, he was the president of Nintendo, and he helped with games like Metroid Prime, a lot of the Mario Party entries. He was also the president of the Pokemon Company during the Gold and Silver edition, which were very, very popular. And the more I read about it, the more I was getting very optimistic and feeling kind of good about it. And here's why. One of the things that I hear a lot of people talk about is Nintendo not being in touch. And when I hear them say Nintendo's not in touch, I think of aka the Western market. And having a president of Nintendo who's worked with the Western market, who still lives in America, is a very good sign. And the fact that he is a savvy businessman, that's what the company needs. And I thought it was funny, you know, a lot of people were expecting Miyamoto become the CEO, and Miyamoto did not want that position, and I can understand it. He's more of a hands-on creator. He wants to help develop games, and he's working with the younger Nintendo developers and grooming them, and that's his thing. He's not really the business guy, and I'm glad they hired someone within the company who's been around for many years to take that helm, because it is a very important position, of course. And then I heard some of the comments that gamers were saying. I was just kind of like, what the hell? I mean, first off, his age. You know, Iwata was in his 50s. This guy, he's like 67. And a lot of people are like, oh, he's probably too old. He's probably out of touch. Well, here's the thing. The guy you guys wanted as president, Miyamoto, is 62. So I don't really think 4 years is really going to do that big of a difference to someone who's out of touch, especially when they've been in the company for many years. Now, if he was some outside guy who was, you know, in his 60s, and before he became president, he was like, you know, head of Chipotle or something like that, then yeah, I would be kind of nervous about that. But I'm not really worried about it. And then people were talking about his look. People were like saying that he doesn't look like a president. They were wanting someone younger and bubbly, and I was like, holy shit, when did it become a beauty pageant? You know, like, I don't understand that. I mean, who gives a fuck, really? And to say that he might be out of touch, I will say this, and not knocking Iwata whatsoever, because he's done a lot for Nintendo, but Iwata was out of touch on many things, including online gaming. Look at the GameCube, look at the Wii, look at the Wii U. The Wii U, out of the three, has the most online playability, but it's still not a whole lot, not compared to the PlayStation or Xbox. So with that being said, maybe he'll bring in more of the online aspect and make a lot of gamers happy about that. Of course, you know, having more knowledge with the Western market, maybe that will bring in the third party, making gamers a lot more happy. I just look at it this way. As a customer, I like to have my own little, you know, predictions, my own, like, it'd be nice if they do this. But that's all it is. I'm just a customer, I'm just a gamer. I have no business experience whatsoever running a company. So I'm not going to go out and say this is what Nintendo should do, this is what Nintendo needs to do, because obviously it's none of my business. All I can say is I wish him the best, and I hope that Nintendo continues to pump out great content. I'm really curious about the NX. As much as people talk about it, we still don't know that much about it. So I'm curious to see how much influence he's going to have on that, because he was actually not a big fan of the Wii U. He actually said that the Wii U was going to be a failure. And while I love the Wii U, a lot of the things he brought up were on point. Everything from the name to how similar it was to the Wii, The first 2 years that the Wii U was out, a lot of non-gamers didn't even understand what the console was all about. So with that being said, I feel very, very good about it. What are some of your thoughts about this, guys? What do you guys think about the new president of Nintendo? I'm very optimistic. I cannot wait to see what kind of stuff he has to unfold. And of course, he will continue to bring some of Iwata's dreams into the future. And I think Nintendo is in some sort of transition right now, and it seems very exciting. Be sure to leave a comment below, guys. I'd love to hear from you. As always, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and as always, happy gaming. Can't get enough of XS Gaming Podcast? Be sure to check out the audio podcast on Podomatic.com, or you can also subscribe to us on iTunes. Also, if you have a YouTube channel or podcast you like to share, be sure to check out the XS Gaming Podcast Facebook group page and join our community. All the links are below, and as always, guys, thank you so much for all your support.